Despite her stunning beauty, she chooses to look like a monster. It's not her unique taste, but a bizarre law in this country. For political marriages, couples must live together for a year to bond before getting married. In the original story, the male leads wanted her beauty, so they used this law to imprison her. After being tormented by 3 men, she became a mindless shell. When Layla realized she transmigrated, she broke down in tears. Given one item from her past life, she thought carefully. Layla chose her old makeup kit. For the next 9 years, using her makeup skills, she turned herself into a crude noble. Whenever other nobles or servants insulted her, she told herself to endure. Surviving the coming-of-age ceremony would make the sacrifice worth it. One morning, the maid woke her up, frowning with pure disgust. She didn't hide her contempt. Layla sat up rudely, acting as gross as possible. She even picked her nose. I'm glad I'm diligent, waking up early to do makeup, or my beauty would be exposed. She irritably waved her hand. Why are you here so early? Say your piece and get out. The Baron is looking for you. Please head down immediately. Despite the formal words, the maid showed no respect. She even gave a cold warning. Mind your behavior in public, or you'll embarrass the Baron. Layla was stunned by this. Don't pin the blame on me. At yesterday's banquet, her gluttonous brother was worse. She stormed to the dining room. Opening the door, she saw her brother devouring food. They argued, but his words chilled her. Look normal at the ceremony, then find someone to marry and never return to this home. Layla suppressed her tears. She also wanted to look pretty and have a sweet romance. She left amidst his sarcasm. How frustrating. Layla felt confident in her look. In the original plot, the leads noticed her beauty then. Actually, it was love at first sight, but it also drew jealousy and schemes from the villainess. In the carriage, she recalled the plot. If she avoids this, her fate will change. Soon, they arrived. Looking at the grand building, Layla told herself to stay calm. If I'm not embarrassed, others will be. As the doors opened, the guests gasped in shock. Disbelief and shock were written all over their faces. What is this? She looks like a giant eggplant. Her outfit is even uglier now. Can no one stop her? Hearing the malicious gossip, Layla nodded with satisfaction. Suddenly, the crowd gasped. Looking back, the villainess made a grand entry. Her beauty stunned everyone present. Layla's heart raced with nerves, because those men were arriving. As expected, a guard announced the arrival of the Emperor and Empress. Following them were the 3 leads, Crown Prince Taeyeon, Duke Haein, and Marquis Alfonso. As the royals were seated, the ceremony officially began. First was the villainess, Xiaoyi. She bowed elegantly to the emperor and pledged her loyalty. Her voice reached everyone there. Everything looks so perfect. The emperor is generous with his praise. Even the crown prince is intrigued. Layla watches, lowering her head sadly. If not for this cliché plot, she wouldn't dress like a clown. Suddenly, a shout snaps her back. It was finally her turn. She goes up to bow accordingly. The emperor is shocked by her style. He coldly congratulates her coming of age. This discrimination deeply hurts Layla. Luckily, the process is short. She reviews her plan while leaving. If she falls down the stairs now, she'll become the noble's laughingstock. Her brother would be disgraced too. But before she can act, a strong hand pushes her hard. With a loud thud, Layla tumbles down the stairs. The room falls into dead silence. Soon, the crowd mocks her openly. Layla sits there in a daze. Did someone just push me? But why? Tears well up in her eyes. Luckily, the leads aren't interested. No one cares about a clown. She stands up amidst the mockery. She won't cry in public. That is her final pride. As she tries to leave quietly, a malicious voice stops her. It is the villainess, Charlotte. She pretends to gag mockingly. I'm sorry, what I saw was too shocking. Why apologize? It's not Charlotte's fault. She's just too hideous. To avoid unnecessary conflict, Layla chooses to remain silent. Suddenly, her pupils shrink. Charlotte's loud talking attracts 2 other male leads. Layla's heart skips a beat. Sorry, I must leave now. She flees the hall in panic. Alfonso stares at her in shock. Is that really Layla? She was so cute as a child. However, no one notices Charlotte's sinister, cold smirk. Meanwhile, Layla is running away. She bumps into someone and falls. Looking up, she freezes. It's the cliché corner encounter. She wants no part of him. The prince frowns at her. Your eyesight seems very poor. Layla flinches in fear. This madman must be angry. She quickly stands and apologizes. He doesn't seem to care. Layla carefully takes her leave. Once Layla is far away, the prince remains stoic. Is she the ugly one? Not as bad as rumored. Just bad eyesight. But strangely, her scent doesn't match her look. Next day, her brother scolds her. What was that mess yesterday? Seeing Layla's tearful face, he is momentarily startled. Don't think I'm afraid of you. If not for father's wish, I wouldn't tolerate you now. Layla feels a wave of sadness. Tolerate me for father? He was happiest when father logged out. He inherited everything for doing nothing, living a life of luxury. How can he say that? She underestimated his shamelessness to kick her out sooner. He sends proposals to all nobles, regardless of age or looks. If anyone accepts, he'll send Layla away immediately. He even threatens her allowance, warning her not to run. Even the maid stops pretending she hooked up with the brother. Not even in the family yet. She acts like a sister-in-law. Layla gets angry, but only for a moment. She has a year before imprisonment. She must stay calm until a proposal arrives. She remains grounded. Seasons pass by. Layla grows more irritable. For 10 whole months, not one proposal was sent. Am I too ugly for anyone? Suddenly, a knock at the door. Miss, the Baron wants to see you. Layla is very confused. Besides the maid's mockery, her brother has ignored her, but as she enters, Sage warmly invited her to sit down. Something unusual is definitely up. Layla immediately looked at him warily. As expected, Sage gloatingly announced the marriage was set. The groom is from the royal Manhwa family. More importantly, he suits you well. Rumor says the Duke is so ugly that he was banished from society. You two uglies are a perfect match. He said it and laughed out loud. Layla was speechless at Sage's stupidity. A mere baron mocking a royal duke? But then again, the original story never mentioned him. Well, ugly is fine, better than marrying those 3 psychos. However, she never expected. Sage was so afraid he'd back out that he sent her there the next day. He just dropped her off, without even providing a dowry. I am the head of the Manhwa family. Thank you for the long journey. Layla's eyes widened in total disbelief. What is going on? Wasn't the Duke supposed to be ugly? Then who is this handsome man? His freckles don't fit local beauty standards, but he is exactly her type. To be more blunt, he hits all her sweet spots. Oh no, it's the feeling of falling in love. Listen, Layla, you must stay composed. Handsome guys are usually quite weird. You can't handle him. The Duke looked at Layla, confused. I said we'd send a carriage. It seems you didn't get the message. Layla suddenly realized the truth. No wonder her brother's carriage was trashy. He wanted to humiliate her until the end. The Duke saw she was upset. He asked if she wanted to rest. We can talk tomorrow. Layla immediately refused the offer. She wanted to clear things up now. The Duke stared at her in silence. Finally, he gestured for her to follow. Layla watched him, deep in thought. Though he was very polite, she felt his coldness and distance. Even stranger, a powerful duke like him, proposing to her makes no sense. He explained. He hates rumors and the emperor is interfering. The Duke then began to explain. The former head, my brother, passed away. My sister-in-law won't step down. For a royal duke's family, this shakes our very foundation. It's not just me. The emperor doesn't want this either. So his majesty wants me married. My wife must become the new mistress. Layla nodded, half understanding. What about those rumors you mentioned? The Duke suddenly stiffened up. He explained with a strange look. Because I don't date women, rumors say I might be a eunuch. Layla screamed woe inside. She wanted to ask if it was true. The Duke brushed the topic aside. His late brother left a child. When his nephew grows up, he'll return the title to him. Layla will be duchess in name only. No wifely duties are required. Layla then stated her own terms. She wants to fake her logout. Fearing a misunderstanding, she explained she wants a new identity. The Duke was puzzled by this, but he didn't pry further. He said it wouldn't be hard. Thus, a simple deal was made. That night, Layla looked at her luxurious room. The treatment was incredibly good. It all felt suspiciously smooth. Aside from the Duke's coldness, spending a year here seems fine. Next day, heading to the dining hall, she felt someone watching her. Seeing it was just a child, Layla decided to tease him. She dashed right in front of him, scaring the boy out of his wits. Suddenly, he looked very familiar, like a mini version of the Duke. Is this the nephew? He's actually quite cute. Suddenly, the boy yelled at her. What are you looking at, you ugly hag? Layla immediately took it back. Fine. I take back what I said. This brat isn't cute at all. Soon, they were at the table, meeting again. The Duke shook the 82-year lei coins in his hand, then introduced Lyra's identity to the boy. Micah, this is your future aunt. Have you greeted her yet? But Micah was clearly still angry about earlier. Under the Duke's intimidating presence, he finally greeted Lyra reluctantly. Lyra smiled bitterly to herself. It seems I'm completely hated. I shouldn't have scared him earlier. Clang! The sound of falling cutlery broke the quiet atmosphere. At first, Lyra didn't think much of it. She thought his clumsiness was just childlike. But soon, the same sound came again. Lyra began to feel a bit suspicious. What's going on? Why twice in a row? She noticed the maid's blatant disgust and the whispers of the other servants. This subtle yet blatant gossip. Lyra was all too familiar with it, but she didn't expect them to treat a child so. She immediately called the butler over. Do this and that, then do that. The usually stern butler broke into a joyful smile. While everyone was confused, a fresh steak was served. Lyra then picked up the cutlery and started cutting the new steak. She handed the small pieces to Micah and told the maid to bring lighter utensils. A moment later, Lyra watched the boy eat greedily with joy, because she had also suffered in the past, so she knew the value of helping others. The Duke watched all of this silently, until the meal ended. The scene lingered in his mind. She was a different person from his memory. If not for that familiar scent, he'd suspect she was an imposter. Exactly. Yesterday wasn't their first meeting. It was at a banquet when he was young. A glance from the girl made his young heart race. It gave his timid self the courage to speak up, but reality hit him hard. He still remembers it clearly today. The way Lyra looked at him then, like she saw something disgusting. For a boy insecure about his looks, it was a slap to his pride. But he never forgot her scent. Despite rumors of her being an ugly duckling, when the marriage proposal arrived, he decided to investigate personally to smell that sweetness again. Suddenly, the Duke snapped out of his memories. He shook his head vigorously, reminding himself he didn't need love. Or rather, he hated the distorted romance of nobles, treating marriage as mere business, while saving real love for mistresses. His brother logged out while visiting a mistress. This damn romance. He was truly fed up. Half a day passed quickly. Lyra didn't expect him to be so efficient. Her new identity was a noble lady from a small country, wandering around for the sake of freedom, finally settling in the Basil Empire. Lyra was very pleased with it. She thanked the Duke with a smile. Her bright smile dazed him for a moment, but he quickly snapped back. I'll forge your new identity. You just need to marry me soon. This is just a transaction. Lyra noticed a flaw. If you're in such a rush, why does the contract say after May? About that, the law forbids minors from marrying. I'm only an adult after my May ceremony. Lyra was thunderstruck. Good heavens, turns out I'm the cradle snatcher here. Any other questions? Sign the contract if you agree. No, nothing else. Just thought you looked a bit old. Speak up. Then she started signing. After both parties confirmed, the butler brought a basin of water. Then something magical happened. The moment the paper touched water, the writing vanished before their eyes. Lyra was amazed. It feels like magic. The Duke's expression darkened, but he quickly hid it, explaining it was special ink. His family uses it for secret files. After Lyra left, the Duke's face turned grim. Only royalty knows about magic. How did a mere baron's daughter know? In her looks and eyes, she's a totally different person now. The seeds of doubt were quietly sown. Meanwhile, on the other side, Lyra was enjoying tea in the garden, but clearly, her, not used to luxury. The generous treatment feels strange. Suddenly, the bushes nearby rustled. Layla swallowed nervously. What is it? Intruder or beast? She checked courageously. Shock soon replaced her fear. Mika was crying in bushes. A vine caught his ear. What are you watching, you ugly freak? Hurry up and help me. Don't hold back anger. Waiting only makes me angrier. Layla gave a fake smile. Wrong attitude for asking help. Repeat after me. Please help me. Her aura silenced Mika instantly. He finally lowered his head. Please help me. Layla felt extremely satisfied. She cleared the vines too. Then she lifted him high. What were you doing alone? Were you pooping there? Her smile made him blush. Maybe he was shy. Mika suddenly ran away. You're the one pooping. Your whole family is. It was a hot day, but her heart felt cold. Butler Vincent. Is Mika always like this? The butler spoke cautiously. He's just shy with strangers. He called me ugly immediately. You call that shy? Unfortunately, she saw those legs again. He's her future nephew. Must improve their relationship. She started talking about food. The fruit here is great. Mika started chatting away. He explained everything about fruit. Layla played along with him. Tell me about the north. His vanity was satisfied. He said arrogantly, since you're so eager, I'll teach you. Layla laughed internally. I knew it. He's just a cute kid. Reality soon hit her. During their afternoon tea, Mika kept saying ugly freak. He even insulted the Duke. Layla realized he was brainwashed. She insisted the Duke wasn't ugly. Mika argued her standards were low. Your standards are too low. Mom said, I inherited ugliness from Dad. Layla was suddenly speechless. Damn, the brat makes sense. Then she realized, what kind of mother calls her child ugly? He's so neglected. She felt bad for him. She wiped his mouth. Ignore your mother's nonsense. I think you're very cute. Mika, hearing this, his face turned red. He shouted to Layla. You can't marry Uncle. I will stop you. Then he ran away. A familiar scene. Layla was shocked. Ungrateful again. A maid interrupted her. Don't give him desserts. Your actions violated the madam's rules. Layla learned the truth. To fix his looks, she focused on his body. Besides regular meals, all snacks are banned. The maid glared at Layla. She wants a pretty wife. However, this enraged Layla. She exploded. She vented her anger. Insulting her was fine, but Mika is a child. The butler stopped her. Or she'd have hit her. Evening, Mika hesitated outside. The Duke saw him. He called Mika. Do you have something to say? The boy approached him. Will you marry that freak? The Duke said yes. Mika protested. He called her an eggplant. He hesitated at her eyes. He remembered her smile. Well, her eyes are okay. Something felt wrong. He waved away the strange thoughts. Is that all you wanted? The Duke knew it wasn't just complaining. Mika then explained everything in detail. Lyra had entered her private room. A maid scolded her loudly. The Duke looked at the butler. The butler nodded slightly. He promised to handle the matter. After Mika left, the butler explained Lyra's situation. Despite being the future mistress, she is judged by her looks. Servants treat her poorly. The Duke needs to intervene. The Duke agreed. But first, he must ask her himself. Meanwhile, on Lyra's side, she's making a training manual. 100 push-ups daily, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, plus 1 dessert daily, to get strong but bald. She thought she was alone. So she removed her makeup. Suddenly, a knock. It's me, can we talk? Lyra started to invite him. Then she saw her reflection. She was shocked. Oh no, no makeup on, she yelled. Wait, but the door was opening.